building. Barbarian, baby, hide the women and children. That's right. I would tear the club up, but I'm just chillin'. Yeah, I'm the hero, but I'm still a villain. Put me on your mixtape and I'ma make a killing. Watch, I'll show you I'ma make a million. You hear it from my mama, she gon' say Lord willing. You can go and tell the devil, cause we done did it. I'ma shut the game down. Fresh off the cool, fresh off the cool. I'm running with these youngins, it's fresh off the stool, fresh off the stool. They know me as a general, I call them the truth. I call them the truth. Stay on advance, we ain't playing to lose. You go against me, I turn you into mincemeat. This ain't a battleship, I sink your whole fleet. You better hold heat. These some cold streets. I take your lifeline and make it go. Yeah, I know you hate me. Yeah, you gotta face me. Yeah, so it's
Good morning, traders. This is Rich with Breathingwiththemarkets.com. How you doing? Today is March 18th, 2026. 2 more days, my birthday. 2 more days. Friday. Can't wait. Not really, but every birthday you get a little older, right? That's what sucks. Today I'm getting ready to put in for payout number 68 with Take Profit Trader. That's right, number 68. Let's get it. As you can see here on the screen, Take Profit Trader website, the balance up here on day one, 154,194. So on day one, I essentially made $4,194. Here's another screen, the daily journal. You can see the net P&L for the day, $4,194. The high for the day was 4,451. Now, that's what I'm talking about on that drawdown, how quick the market moves back and forth on a 1 minute time frame. So that's literally what, let's just say it's $300, okay? Just for talking purposes. Say it's $300. That's how quick the market will move. Or maybe it's the spread, right? Maybe it's the slippage. Whatever it is, it's the cost of doing business, right? But when you have a trailing drawdown in the market and it's a fast moving market, you better be fast. You better be a highly skilled trader. You're not going to make it out of the life, especially if you have size. Come on over here to the withdrawal page. $4,194 available for withdrawal. The profit split was 50% inside the buffer. 2,097 and send a request. We go to this page here. This is the main page inside the dashboard. Account ending in 4148. You can see available for withdrawal. $4,194 and net P&L yesterday, $4,194. The yellow withdrawal button populated and I started the process. Came over here to the withdrawal request. It's still pending as we speak. $2,097 and it's just pending. We'll go ahead and check out the email. Here we are at the email, 5:18 this morning. Your withdrawal request has been approved. Your money will be transferred to the wallet shortly. And instantly it was. Your money has been successfully transferred to the wallet, and that's when I started the withdrawal process and how much to withdraw. Then it went into the withdrawal area, right? Which is now pending. By the end of the day, based on the history with TPT, I will be able to move that into a bank account. And that's the final destination, right? Let's go ahead and, so this month so far has been pretty interesting, right? Once again, I want to give a shout out to Take Profit Trader. Everyone's emotions are high and everyone doesn't quite understand that, you know, in the trading industry, when you have a skill, you're looked upon negatively as a whole. It's just a fact, right? I mean, when you are a highly skilled trader and you speak about the market differently than the herd, which is 99% not profitable, people think that you're an outsider and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, let me explain this to you, all of you gamblers, 99% of the herd that may or may not be watching this. And if you are not watching this video, then with a high probability, you're not going to succeed at trading. Because gambling, you can't out-gamble the market. The market has more money than you. So you cannot out-gamble the market. I mean, let's use some logic, some common sense, right? If the market has more money than you, and the market has more money than me, and the market has more money than the entire world, right? Because money keeps getting dumped into the market, and the market's moving up and down, right? So up and down, and drawing a horizontal line on a chart means nothing. The market moves up and down. Money in, money out. Algorithm in, algorithm out. Algorithm, breathing with the market, expansion and contraction in the market, 24/7. I know. How about 24/5? Oh, depends on what you trade, right? Let's just cut out through all the bullshit, okay? Okay, let's just keep the facts on the table. The market moves. The market will move regardless of whether I trade today or not. It's a fact. The market will move if half of the community doesn't trade. The market will move on a half day or holiday if the market is open. The only time the market does not move is when the market's closed. It's common sense. But just because the market is open, it doesn't need traders to be in the market to push the market. You see, you were taught wrong. You're reading too many books. You're reading how to be in a zone, right? You're reading with the best loser wins and all this stuff. These are just terminologies, right? Because, yeah, there's some truth to this. There's some truth to the books. But the books are not going to teach you how to trade, traders. I'm going to teach you how to trade. That's the big difference. Proven and verified. How many gurus are out there proven and verified by a third party? How many gurus out there are actually being banned or limited by prop firms because they don't think it's possible that somebody can trade this way? Fast, accurate, precise, consistent, over and over again. Extremely high hit rate in the 90s and above. Thousands and thousands of trades in a week. Thousands of trades in a day sometimes. How can someone possibly do this? The impossible is possible. I am no different than anyone. We in America, we the people, have rights. Freedom of speech. I keep saying freedom of speech. That's correct. When a prop firm does you wrong, we all have a right to give our bits and pieces. And then all of a sudden they want to shut you down. And I'm not speaking about one prop firm, I'm speaking in general. A lot of prop firms go at it differently. There are prop firms that actually pay gamblers, pay friends, pay family. This is facts. These are facts. It has happened. I'm not making this shit up. Affiliates treated differently than you and I. I'm not an affiliate, right? They didn't reach out to me, hey, you want to be an affiliate? I would think I'd be a good affiliate, right? Somebody that knows how to trade. But see, I don't have a gambling community. Those that have a gambling community, it's actually extra income for what? For a prop firm, right? How many prop firms have said that they have a place to go live? They have a system to go live, 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 and where was the actual live trading? Apex sent me a letter. We're looking at you to possibly go live. But we're changing rules along the way. What do? I felt targeted by their approach. By their approach, I felt targeted. So I got rid of all my accounts. Intentionally got rid of all my accounts. Not accidentally. And I'm in limbo. I've been reduced. I've been denied actual money, payments. For what? I am just like you. I am just like the owner. I am human. I am a United States citizen. I deserve the same rights as everyone else. You cannot pick and choose who you want on the books because it's profitable or negative part of your books. You cannot pick and choose because you might have too many profitable or gamblers on your books. How does someone get up to $5 million in your prop firm and then all of a sudden get denied a payout? How did they even get that far? And all of a sudden, it comes down to gambling? You see, that's why I never ran up an account. Because of the problems I knew based on my skill level. If I say I can, I show. I told the mentees that what I was going to do. And this is a part of this video. They understand what I'm doing right now. And I did it. And I led. I did it for them to understand the process. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. But tell God your plans and he'll laugh. I get it. We can't always meet the things that we want to do in life, right? Right? But as a whole, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. This is payout number 68 with Take Profit Trader. Could I run up an account? Yeah, I could. Am I scared to run up an account? Yeah, scared in the sense I'm not going to be paid. Not by Take Profit Trader, but in general. Why? Because of my history dealing with these prop firms. On a live account? That's no question. All they care is about a PDT rule, depending on what you're trading, and they were thinking about reducing that, and maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit. But the point is, in a live broker, they have rules, right? You even have cheaters in live broker area trying to do penny stops, trying to do, spoofing everything. All of these fake ass gurus trying to inflate coins, crypto, get everyone on board, pump it, and then dump it. That's not trading, traders. You're not a hero. You're a fucking zero. You're a zero. When you have a skill that is proven, that is verified, that like no other, there's nothing else to say. When you can follow the market each and every day. I teach traders how to follow the market each and every day. Each and every day they're going to get better. That's a fact. If they practice, they're going to get better. It doesn't cost any money to practice. The education costs money. I'm not a gatekeeper. I value my time. I value the work that I put in the market. I will change the way you trade. Yes, I don't care if you've been gambling. The problem is you don't understand that you are gambling. You just don't understand that. 99%, think about it. Why would you think you're a 1%er? Listen to me carefully. 99% of all of you are gambling. You just don't know it. That's sad. The illusory truth effect. Think about it. Highs and lows, break of structures, supply and demand, support and resistance, order blocks, fair value gaps, SMT, smart money concepts, ICT, you know me. Really? So, ask yourself this question. Has anyone that you know been verified like I just was verified? Think about it. Not just a simple trading strategy, but an all-out saying it was humanly impossible for this to be humanly impossible. It was humanly impossible for this style of trading to basically exist. I said the truth will always prevail. You cannot attack a skill. That's a fact. TPTs, take profit traders, computer program, picked up on my trading. It's not their fault. They built a system to protect them from fraudsters. I get it, but I'm not a fraudster. I get that too, but I was picked up and flagged, as I am flagged all over the fucking place. And for what? A skill. If you don't think that doesn't piss you off, and you don't think you have a couple choice words for those that are accusing you of doing something that you're not, and you have a fucking skill that you worked for your entire life, don't tell me you wouldn't get pissed off. Don't tell me you wouldn't go on tilt, because you go on tilt just because you lose one little fucking trade. Well, what would you do if you understand the market and you take hundreds of thousands of trades and all of a sudden someone assumes that you're fake? You don't think you would go on tilt? You don't think you would write something that was probably negative on that other end? And they perceived it as negative, but yet forgot. They forgot. They started it. They forgot they started this conversation. They forgot they accused you of something that you weren't doing. They forgot and they didn't think before reacting and said, let's give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And I am not talking about the recent take profit trader, because I respect them for everything that they did. Unfortunately, I got caught up in the flag area, and they do need to flag traders. They do need to look into all of these gambling streams where these traders don't know how to trade, and they have 7, 8 affiliates across their screen, and they're making the money because you're watching them, and they want you to feel bad. Hey, I'm putting out product. Go ahead and use the affiliate code. It doesn't cost you any money. They don't give me fucking affiliate codes, and I'm a real fucking trader. They don't give me affiliate codes. I'm supposed to be fake. The facts are, I don't have a live stream of gamblers. There are live streams that don't have gambling. Maybe 1%. Maybe. And I said maybe 1%. And it's probably less than that. Because all of these gurus with 50,000, 100,000, how in the hell do you have 160,000 followers? How in the hell do you have 50,000 followers when this guy right here can take a paper account to $1.1 billion and I might get 5 views? Oh, I'm supposed to be the one that's fake, right? I'm supposed to be the one that's fake. No, you got it wrong, gamblers. It's the multi-million-dollar support resistance traders. Give you a story. I was in a Discord, right? And I'm showing some trades, trying to help out the community. I just showed them a trade in the direction of travel that I was trading because it was transparent. I had no problem being transparent. And all of my trades went into profit, all of them. I did boom, 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 boom on a higher time frame. I was swing trading the shit out of the market. Boom, 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 collecting thousands and thousands of pips. I think it was in 23, the last month in November and December area, 6,000 pips one month, and the next month was 7,000 pips. No one could fucking believe it. Why? Because it's impossible. No, the impossible is possible if you know what the fuck you're doing in the market, right? But nobody can fucking do that. Nobody has shown that. I have shown it, right? And proved it. This fake ass guru who always challenged fucking traders and thought he was the fucking messiah of something, right? This guy would actually see my positions, and an hour or so later, he was putting these directions and information into his follow me trades. Yes. How do I know this? It's because he didn't have that information prior. I disseminated that information, and an hour later, he's calling them out. Is it a coincidence? He owned the Discord. It's for you to decide. Right? It's really odd. So I stopped fucking sharing because I don't want people to follow me. I want people to learn. But when you do that kind of shit, it brings the bar way fucking down to somebody who thinks he's a multi-million-dollar trader but can't fucking trade. You may know who I'm talking about. You may not. Right? But how about all of these traders that continue to have hundreds of thousands of people following them? Right? They tell you don't buy any courses. They tell you can learn on the internet and YouTube for free. What about Iman that always says, and nothing against Iman, but what about Iman that always says, you don't have to buy a course. I've done the homework for you. Great. He's given back to the community. He believes what he believes. But remember, that if you know how to follow the market, then you can teach the market. Getting information off of YouTube is not a setup. It's not a strategy. How much money do you have? Because a strategy or an edge is a sliver in the market. A sliver in the market is not going to work. 99% of the herd is not profitable, traders. 99% of the people fail, traders. 99.999% tell you don't even need a hit rate. A 3-to-1 is okay. You only have to win 20% of the time, 30% of the time, 40% of the time, and they're trying to bump up. I'm a 50% trader. Just push a button and win more than you lose. What the is this? How about in the 90s? How about taking thousands and thousands and thousands of trades and hitting that fucking 90s and 90s and 90s and above and 90s and above, knowing that there's slippage and spreads that are skewing the numbers that are already in the 90s. That's a trader. That is a skill. You cannot challenge a skill. Doesn't matter how much money you think you have, gurus. You can't challenge a skill. You cannot challenge somebody that can read the market. You cannot challenge somebody who's taken hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars who is proven, verified, challenged on the spot. We're going to get rid of your accounts. And if that happens again, you are going to forfeit all of your profits. Really? That pissed me off. Would you agree? I'm human. Respectfully, I went to the computer immediately. I did a video for them. Immediately got in the market. Immediately set my computer up, and when it populated, I started to trade. That is a real trader. I didn't say, well, I'm going to sit here and watch the market for an hour. I'm going to sit here and watch the market for 30 minutes because we want an A+ fucking setup. A+ setup? What the hell is an A+ setup? What's an A- setup? What's a B+ setup? What's a C setup? Is a setup a setup? It is a setup. It's your setup to fail. You are set up to fail. Go ahead and add into your winners. How good is that for you? You add into a winner? So you're cutting your profit targets in half? But no, you don't have any risk management because when the market pulls back against you and someone calls that a loser, and I don't compete against another trader, I am against the market. We all are against the market. We're not against each other. We should be with each other, help each other, encourage each other, be side by side because that market has more money than all of us put together. All of us. But these people are getting affiliate money. They're selling basic trading courses. Yes, you can learn basic trading stuff off YouTube, but you cannot learn how to follow the market on YouTube. You can't. You won't. The market is an algorithm, traders. It is an algorithm. And if you don't understand that, ICT didn't fucking create the algorithm. I don't know what people say, but he likes to analyze the market and he does his thing. I'm not throwing shade on the guy, but he does his thing, right? He does his thing. I leave him alone. He's doing his thing more than a lot of people do their thing, right? But when I can follow the market and I understand the gems in the market, what they actually mean, it's a fucking algorithm. Excuse me for cussing. I am passionate. I'm not a shitbird, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. If you like it real, if you like to manifest, if you like to understand that if you want to do something in life, you better follow somebody that can lead. I can lead. I don't sit there and show a pocketbook full of money and then explain that I'm the greatest person in the world. This is not how this works. If you have a skill, you can actually teach a skill. And the level that your students, that your mentees will go, at that level, if you are only here and you are teaching and somebody's here, they're only going to possibly get to that level. But if you want to learn from the best and you want to learn from someone that's number one, come on over to breathingwiththemarkets.com and I will teach you one-on-one with me. No, I don't cuss during our programs. That's not who I am. I am passionate and I don't care what people think. I don't care what people do. I know what I say is factual. I know that nobody's going to go on YouTube and call me out that knows me and says I'm full of shit. Not going to happen. Why? Because it would not be truthful. That's why. And it would not be their experience, because I interview traders while they're in my program prior to starting to see. I have to see where you're at. I have to see how you think that the market moves and how you approach the market. And if you're honest with me, then I can help you. If you're not honest with me, it's difficult to help somebody that's not going to be honest. I'm not there to see and tell you that you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I have to think about where your thought process is. So when a mentee comes and sends me a question, Rich, what did I do wrong here? I look at the execution and I send them back a message depending on what they say and how they ask. And I say, you tell me what you did wrong based on how I mentored you. And they look at it briefly, they come back and say, oh shit, I screwed up. This is the reason why. It's objective. It's not hypothetical. I don't claim that I have all of these opinions to solve all of the problems. I understand the algorithm in the market. I know that might be hard to fucking understand, right? And who is this guy? Well, if that was the case, he would have a bot. If that was the case, well, you know what? If I had as much money as the market wouldn't exist. I would beat the shit out of that market each and every day. I would kick that market's ass each and every day. Each and every day. How could it not? In the 90s, the hit rate in the 90s. And if I had loot, pounds and pounds of loot behind me, oh, market would be done quickly, real quick, real quick, real quick. So let's focus. Listen to what I'm saying. The market has more money than all of us. That's where you start. You need a skill. If you don't understand that, a skill is not saying you think price is going somewhere and then all of a sudden price went there, but you don't know why and how it got there, you're gambling. Just because you're able to take some money out of the market and you have some type of mediocre win rate and you fluctuate in your leverage and everything else, it's just a matter of time that you're not going to have anything. Just depends on how long you're going to stick with trading, stick with gambling, stick with your edge, stick with your strategy. Okay? I teach trading. How to trade the entire market, whether it's going up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter. How many gurus, like on Chart Addicts, go on there and they speak the same language? Liquidity, 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 highs and lows, structure, breakup structure, and yeah, like Venus about it. Yeah, that's it. 99% of all of you are not profitable. You can't convince a reasonable and prudent person that the shit works. Okay? If you had some common sense and you had some, and you're reasonable and prudent, right? An individual that's not following popularity, then you would understand that shit doesn't work. If you want to understand what works and how to gain a skill in the market, come on over to breathingwiththemarkets.com and I will teach you one-on-one. Why don't you send Riz, Words of Wisdom, a message and tell him to interview me on his show? It'll be different. You understand? It will be different. You see, I'm not part of the clique. I'm not part of the Fantasyland crew, the YOLO crew, right? Showing you the fancy watches and the Lamborghinis and stuff. This is a hobby for me. I have no goals. I have the most important thing for me is to reach out to those who have gambling issues and problems and to stop that. Because once you start to learn a skill, the gambling stops. The gambling stops. The blood stops from flowing. The wounds start to heal. Listen to me carefully, traders. The wounds start to heal because you stopped gambling and now you understand structure. You understand how the market actually moves versus the YouTube bullshit. Okay, that's what's beneficial. And then we work on that skill. And then you have to show me your executions. Executions do not lie in the market. Executions do not lie. Traders do. Now let's see some of the comments for some of the videos this week that I've done in reference to being verified and stuff like that. Now remember, everyone has a voice. No one means harm at all, right? But when you have traders and people that trusted in me and I have trust in them that they're going to do the right thing in trading and they're learning a system, an actual trading, how to approach the market, the entire market, then they understand where I'm coming from, or they understand when somebody else says, hey, this guy can't trade. Well, they know the facts. Let's get it. Here we are. One of the mentees responded, guilty until proven innocent. How very anti-American of TPT. Shame on them. But it turned out to be a tremendous endorsement of your skill. If you want to scalp so good that props will assume that you're a bot, Rich is your guy. That's some funny shit right there, right? And knowing Will, being an engineer, family man, a lot of faith in his life, faith and family, he means no harm. But what do we do? What do we say? There's ways to approach things, but like I said, people don't know who the scammers and schemers and fraudsters and all that is out there. But when you have a community that 99% of them gamble, those such as myself, who's a true trader, gets wrapped up in the bucket of shit. And I went through it, and the truth will always prevail. Here's another one from a mentee. Boom. I'm glad they did the right thing in the end, but TPT should have approached this with more respect. Rich, you always were and always will be verified to the real traders. How true is that? How true is that? Absolutely. You cannot deny a skill. A skill is visual, right? A skill is visual. I don't have to say anything. Someone could see me trade in the morning on a 1 minute time frame in the most aggressive market and me killing the market day in and day out, right? What are you going to say? Luck? I do it consistently over and over again. And they hit rate, like I said, high 80s and 90s, right? And then you have spread, you have trailing drawdowns, right? That's moving, right? So you gotta take those profits, you gotta hit it hard and hit it well and be precise, right? Let's go to the next one. Here's another one. Go get him, Rich. And you know what, Joe? Congrats, Joe. Congrats. And then here we go at the bottom. Your trading is on point when they think you're a bot. That's laughable, right? How true is that, right? How true is that? Another badge of honor, right? So those that limited me, those that have denied me the availability to buy evaluations, and on that point, we have affiliates that have bought over 1,100, 1,200 PA accounts or Apex accounts. Over 1,200 they bought. Over 1,200. And they're still able to buy. They're still able to trade 20 accounts at a time. How is that possible? How is it possible for another affiliate to take a long and a short at the open, right before the open, take a long position and a short position, and whichever one it hits, they close the other one, and they call it a profitable day times 20. If and when they found out, when and how did they find out? Because I know from experiences that they should have known about that before it got way out of hand. I know that because it was talked about. And did they retroactively go back and get all that money back from them? Good question, right? If you scammed somebody all of those funds and money, wouldn't you think that they would go back and take all that money back? Right? But instead, deny, limit, deny. Are we treated equal? I've always told you, we're not treated equal. A skill will prevail. We all have a voice. We all have the facts. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but not the facts, not their own facts. Let's move on. We should be grateful for all the prop firms out there. And the prop firms should be grateful of all the traders. Treat them equal. Open your books to everyone. Then weed out the gamblers. Don't reduce, don't select, don't handpick, don't use subjective rules, don't use retroactive rules. The rules are for everyone, or you don't have rules at all. When they start to say they can move you up at any time and they can do all this flexibility, that's not equal. They cannot treat you equal that way. Think about it. More to come. Let's move on. I hope to see you soon. Peace, traders.